here we are, friends. It's Wednesday. I'm going to share with you a little more about the quilt that I've been talking about that I'm doing for grandbaby number 3. And I'm going to tell you about how I started and how I started this project. Typically, I'm going to tell you my favorite thing is just to get a kit that I like and everything's ready to go. This one, I just fell in love with the fabric and really felt like my daughter-in-law would like it. And it turned out she did when we finally looked at it. And so then I had to go find a pattern that would work with it. So this, this quilt had, or this fabric had a panel with it with these adorable little be yourself. And there's some that say be kind, be curious for all the little animals. So very, very cute. So I knew I wanted to use that in there. And then I had this book on the shelf and it's called Just 2 Charm Pack Quilts. And so I came to this one. I hope everyone can see it. And I thought, oh, I can cut those panels up and use that as my center square for most of it. So I started on that path and thought, oh, that'll be great. So I got the size of it and I cut it out, the size of the center square. And then I realized to get my 1/4 of an inch seam around that, as you can see, I'm going to cut in a little bit when I sew it together. So as you can see, I cut into it a little bit when I sew it in. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm so much on the progress, not perfection. I think you saw that post today. I still think it's pretty cute when it's all finished and I'm not entering it into a show. It's for a baby, hopefully to lay on and spit up on and love and etc. So I'm not going to so much worry about that so much. That probably might bother some of you, so you don't have to message me. But I wanted to use this fabric and I still think it's super cute. The next thing I knew I had to do was when I went through the fabrics, I mean, come on, beautiful. My daughter-in-law does not like pink. Even though she's having a baby girl, pink is not her color. So I pulled out all the pinks for her and laid that aside. So then I ended up with greens and tans and yellows. So still made a really pretty palette for that. When I had purchased the fabric, I had purchased a big, I tend to buy fat quarters, like, so I get a little bit of everything when I buy fabric. I don't know what you guys do. You might buy yardage, etc. But I bought a great big fat quarter pack. And then I bought some yardage of it when I got it, so that I thought I could use to make a quilt. And then what did I, oh, when I got a 10-inch square, pack of 10-inch squares. That obviously you can see I have cut down. The good thing of that is the 2 charm pack, at a 10-inch square, you can get lots of charm packs out of a 10-inch square, so they're pretty economical. And so I just started on that. Same thing, I had a couple charm packs of the cream, matched really, really well. I tend to try and buy some background fabric, so I tend to keep about 1.5 yards here and there of creams and whites and things I can use for a background and work that into quilts. So hopefully I would be smart, and when I'm wanting to start a project, I can just go into what I have. One day I will be very vulnerable for you and show you what I have. It's a little embarrassing, but I do have a lot. So I probably could have started a fabric store just from my stash, but I'm hoping there's a lot of you out there. You can comment and let me know if that's the case. So anyway, so that's where I started. Started cutting up and obviously sewing my squares together, right sides together like this. And what I needed to make was my half square triangles. So did the easy way, drew a line. You can either draw a line, or I also iron them in half and then sew on either side, 1/4 inch on either side. And so then you end up with these half square triangles. Then I'd recommend one of these. Then it's just a lot of trimming. So I have one of these, which I think is super helpful. It's a rotating mat. And so you just put on your favorite show you get out your ruler and you line it up and trim it down to the right size based on whatever your quilt pattern is. So I still, with a work in progress, I still have a lot of trimming to do. That's probably what I'm going to do when I'm done with this video. And then I just randomly put them up just so I can get it spread around. I didn't quite have enough these to do all of the squares. So for the other squares, I have this overall pattern that hopefully I can show you of this that I'm filling in for the other squares. This fabric is just adorable. I mean, come on. How cute is that? Oh, it's upside down. There you go. How cute is that? That one's going to go in the other squares. Then my mother-in-law, I won't share the baby's name, but my mother-in-law, I have another book. My sweet mother-in-law who taught me to sew. I have another book called Spelling Bee. Hold on one second. And she thought it would be a good idea if we had the name on the quilt. So this is also fun. This is a great book by Lori Holt. So she spelled out the letters of the baby's name, and we're going to add that on there. So that'll be a fun addition to the quilt. And then I also have, I have these two. Hold on one second. They were part of the panel. And they're so sweet. Look at that. You are loved. I'm not figured out yet what I want to do with that. But I want to work it in. Maybe it'll go on the back. I don't know. It's kind of a work in progress. I'm winging it as I go. So anyways, that's kind of my work in progress. That's how I started and how I got to where I am. Hopefully I can show you some progress shortly and you can see where we're going. So hopefully in your comments, hopefully you'll like and follow on social media. And then also, I'm new to all this. I hope you're patient with my videos because they're going to be not very professional. I'm an accountant by trade, not a videographer. But hopefully you'll check out my YouTube and subscribe and like on there and share some comments. I'd love to see what you're working on. What's your work in progress? Who are you making something for? And then my next project I wanted to share with you that I hope to do soon is I have these in the shop. So I have these quilt seeds. Is that not adorable? So I'm going to start this. I'm going to a quilt show in March in Alabama. And so if you're in Alabama, hopefully you'll join me. And I'm going to have some kits of these. And so I want to make one up for you so you can see it all made. And so hopefully I'll have that mid-March to share with you too. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email. And once again, hopefully you'll hop over to the website and find something fun to start your next project. Thanks.